Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to IITC Consultancy channel. Today we are going to see the pre-startup safety review, which is normally known as PSSR. Those people who are coming from the oil and gas background, petrochemical, refineries, fertilizer, and this type of process industry, so they may be knowing the PSSR. Other people who are coming from different industries, probably this terminology may be different and new for them. But I want to assure you, by the end of this session, you will definitely understand completely what is a PSSR, and this you can implement in your company, in your project, by which your company and you can be benefited. Guys, let us go through the introduction part very quickly. I will ensure that this video remains short, simple, and crystal clear, and of course very useful to you. I am very confident that this session is surely going to add value in your learnings, which will help you to carry out your job safely, effectively, efficiently, and will enhance your productivity. It will also increase chance to get more job opportunities once you update your CV with these learnings and trainings. Guys, this training is very useful to all the industrial professionals who are involved in day-to-day jobs like design activities, construction, commissioning, operation, maintenance. You may be an operator or maintenance team, electrical engineer, instrument engineer, mechanical engineer, production engineer, civil engineer, or from any other discipline. Specifically, this program will be surely very useful to any fresh graduate like engineering graduate, science graduate, art or commerce graduate who would like to explore their career in the industry like oil and gas, petrochemicals, refineries, fertilizers, chemical industries, pharmaceutical, steel plant, process industry, power plant, and other industry. This course will enhance your skill-based knowledge, which will increase getting more interview calls based on your technical competency and subsequently, of course, possibility of getting good jobs. You can also join the advanced certificate courses after this session if you need to increase your skill and competency-based knowledge. Let's move ahead. Guys, this is about me. I will not take your more time and I will not go through line by line. If you wish, you can go through my LinkedIn profile after this session at your convenience. These are the exclusive services what we provide to the industries by and large. I would like to highlight only two red points here, that we started helping industry supplying skilled manpower like engineers and professional team on outsource basis for short term and long term. We also started many online technical diploma courses. Duration is 1 to 3 months depending on your availability and time, which anyone like industrial professional or any fresh graduate like engineer, commerce, art or science graduate can go through that. Let's move ahead. These are the key topics, key competencies of our team on which we provide services to the industry. I will not go through word by word. If you are interested, if you feel that it is going to add value in your knowledge, so you can take time at your convenience to go through that. Gentlemen, now let's start the training. These are the training logistics, what you need to be aware of. You will come across many quiz on your relevant topics during this session. The main purpose of the quiz is to refresh and reinforce your learning at that point of time. The questions may have objective or subjective answers. You may select the appropriate answer. You can take mini break if you wish during this session, although session is very short, around 30 minutes. You may stop this program, this module at any point of time, and you can come back and start the session from the same slide where you were. This is the basic training module, and you may go through the advanced certificate courses after this module if you wish to do so. Let us go forward regarding this training program. The main aim of this program is to give a glimpse about pre-startup safety review. The main objective of this session is to provide you the knowledge about history of accident, objective of PSSR, and what is PSSR, and you will also come to know that different standards which can help you to get a complete information regarding PSSR. Of course, we are going to see definition and acronyms, different PSSR requirements. We will see processes for PSSR, activation phase of the PSSR, execution phase of PSSR, monitoring phase of PSSR. We'll also discuss the requirements of PSSR team. We will see different kind of checklist, what you can make or what are essential. Of course, anything without report will become imperfect. So we will see the PSSR report, and we will also see monitoring phase of PSSR. I hope you are able to see the screen, and here you can see the major accident hazards in the process industry in past years. So you can see Texas City 2005, Piper Alpha 1998, Bhopal 1984, Flexboro 1974, Chernobyl 1986, Longford 1998. You can see Buncefield 2005, you can see Petrobras 2001, and who can forget Macondo 2010. So the meaning of showing this slide is just to bring you into the process safety system. This all accident has happened in the process safety concern. So PSSR is one of the strongest pillar for process safety. That is why I wanted to just show this slide. Again, you can see the lesson learned on process safety requirements. You can see the various elements of process safety in the middle. On the left and right, there are incidents and accidents, or MAH. You can see many accidents has happened due to many reasons of process safety elements. Longford 1998, what you can see has happened because of PSSR concern. There are many more incidents what I'm not able to show over here. The reason is I wanted to give more in 30 minutes so that you can get a lot of information in 30 minutes. So gentlemen and ladies, I have designed another session which can give you a detailed information regarding process safety requirements in separate training, and which is a certificate course. If you wish, after the training or at your convenience time, you can go through that training which can give you detailed information regarding PSSR. Vizag gas leak. This happened on 7th May 2020 after first lockdown in India during COVID. Lethal gas has reported leak from the industrial unit in Andhra Pradesh. The incident took place when the plant was being restarted, first time after the India went into lockdown due to COVID. The location of this plant is Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. This happened at 3 am at LG Polymer plant. This was announced very well in the newspaper, and this is the newspaper cuttings. I am showing it to you. This was because of styrene gas, and then we found that this happened because of PSSR concern, probably process safety reviews. We will not discuss the root cause of that incident, but just wanted to show you the regions of process safety. Guys, you might have seen this kind of slide, Swiss cheese model, in your past many times. This is the hazard and this is the target, and we have barrier 1, barrier 2, barrier 3. And because of poor maintenance of barrier, or you can say ignorance of barrier, this hazard can get aligned and can result into the accident. So PSSR could be one of the barrier which could prevent your major accident, specifically during startup, during restartup. We'll see in the detail regarding PSSR. The basics of PSM, PSM and why it is created. You can see that PSM is a systematic approach to hazard management that is focused on preventing catastrophic accident due to highly hazardous chemical. The reasons of PSM. In recent years, catastrophic accidents in the chemical industry have drawn attention to the safety of processes involving high hazardous chemical. We'll not talk more about the PSM. We can discuss sometimes later about the PSM. Human error. All accidents, losses except for natural disaster being with a human error. How you can say, or how can I say? A fact which 99% of accident data supports that accident root cause is one of the reason is human error. This is by William Bridge, PII. The second is to err is a human, to forgive is a good design. It is narrated by Mr. Dennis Atwood, Axon. Types of human error. I just wanted to correlate the PSSR with the human error. In the later slides, you will understand the importance of this slide. You see here, I mean to do the job in this way. This is intentional mistake, or it is intentional activity or intentional action. Here you can see that I don't mean to do this job this way. It was unintentional, right? This was discovered during the investigation. And on left side you can say skip, because of intentional or unintentional activity, the something were skipped. Now on right side, something were done wrongly due to intentional or due to unintentional. Just to make it clarify, because of unintentional activity, somebody skipped and forgot to tighten one bolt of the flange. This was unintentional and he skipped. And intentionally, no double checking to make sure flange bolts were done properly. So likewise, unintentional over tightens on flange. You believe, or he believed it is a seal better. It will seal better. And unintentionally over tighten of the bolts on the flange because the person was not having the torque wrench. So now here, human error exclude deliberate action with harmful intent, fights or sabotage. Human error, this is the last slide on the human error. Immediate causes for 99% of accidental losses is human error, except natural disaster. This statement is supported from the data more than 1500 investigations. The root causes of accidents are management system weakness. This is supported by Center of Chemical Process Safety, CCPS, American Institute of Chemical Engineers, Guideline for Investigations Chemical Process Accidents 2003, OSAS agrees it. Weak management system tends to human error, tends to accident. Now we will talk what is PSSR. PSSR is a structured process to identify all process safety related hazard and risk when the plant is newly constructed or after MOC, or if the plant is started after shutdown or turnaround, or if it is started after a prolonged shutdown. To take suitable action to remove all process safety hazards and risks before startup. Pre-startup safety review is a systematic and structured process which will ensure that all new or modified facilities are constructed according to relevant design, standard, guideline, procedure and philosophy. If you go in the detail, PSSR is a safety review conducted prior to startup, or you can say commissioning, of a new or modified process plant facility to ensure that installation meet original or operating intent, to catch and reassess any potential hazard due to changes during the detailed engineering and construction phase of a project. It is also to ensure that the plant is ready for startup. A pre-startup safety review covers not only equipment but also when we start procedure and training. Pre-startup safety review procedures guideline is normally prepared as a part of pre-commissioning or commissioning documentation. We will see in the detail in the following pages regarding essential requirements of PSSR. As you know that PSSR is a systematic and structured process to verify the integrity of the plant and operational availability of its equipment, system, subsystem before putting into the operation. It is very clear, right? So we need to ensure that now your plant, your sub-plant, your accessories, your equipment, your people, all are ready for startup. PSSR provide a final check for new and modified. So this is the last check. And after that, you don't have any opportunity to prevent your accident. So I mean to say that when you or me or anybody is involved in PSSR, you assume it this is the last opportunity to prevent any potential damage. So you deal in this way so that nothing will go wrong, right? Now the question is, if you go in the detail, what is the objective? The objective is to see all the startup of newly constructed plants are done safely. Startup the newly modified plants are done safely. Restart of an existing plant following a partial or prolonged shutdown. Restart of an existing plant after general shutdown or turnaround. Restart of an existing plant after electrical isolation of several parts. So you know what I'm saying. You need to see the newly constructed plant, modified plant, prolonged shutdown, general shutdown or TA, or sometimes electrical shutdown in several parts are also considered as a part of PSSR. Some company has got their own philosophy that categorically mention that which has to be considered as a part of PSSR and which has to be omitted out of the PSSR. What is the purpose of PSSR? Now you understand the purpose is to ensure that installation meets the original design and operational intent of the process plant. This is first objective and first purpose. Second is ensure safety, operating, maintenance, emergency procedures are in place and adequate. You have prepared all the procedures. You are prepared for any emergency. To ensure appropriate safety review during the engineering phase, that means hazard study, model study have been carried out and all the actions items have been completed. It is also to ensure that any site modification during construction phase have been properly controlled and noted. Sometimes during construction, you feel that there is a need for modification, but that have to be captured as per the MOC procedure so that you don't miss any process safety related issues. To ensure training of each employees involved in operating process is completed. In addition, pre-startup safety review plays an important role in a large project as it may give plant operator the authority to refuse or accept responsibility for a plant or equipment that judged to be unsafe through the PSSR. These are the very important things what we need to see during the PSSR review. And when you do PSSR, you have to be honest, you have to be clear, you have to be professional. So guys, these are the references from where you can get more information. CCPS, ICAM, then CCPS guideline for risk-based process safety. You can also get information of planning and conduct of operational readiness review, US DOE, operational readiness and process startup, Energy Institute. So there are many more references. In fact, we have a detailed training program for a PSSR, which you may like to join after this program, which gives a complete 2 days training program in the classroom, and online it is around 4 hours training program, which can give you complete information if you want to master your subject of PSSR. These are the common abbreviations and acronyms: PSSR Pre-Startup Safety Review, PSUR Pre-Startup Review, AS after startup, BS before startup, MAS MOC RBI RCM reliability centered maintenance, SIMOPS is a simultaneous operation, TOR is terms of reference. Most of the acronyms and abbreviations PSSR requirement. The PSSR verification process applies to the following before putting into operation. As you know that all new processes, facilities, equipment constructed, assembled or installed. Any major changes to existing facility, equipment, system or processes after completion of turnaround or major non-routine maintenance. We have two notes. Battery limits shall be clearly defined and formalized at the time of PSSR. This is very, very important. If you do not define your battery limit, probably you may do overjob, or sometimes you may forget to include something. It has to be battery limit for operation, battery limit for mechanical equipments, battery limit for electrical equipment, battery limit for instrumentation. It is a very, very difficult thing. I can tell you guys, I have been working in many industries and I have seen how it can create a major accident hazard. So be careful to define a clear-cut battery limit to consider the part of PSSR. PSSR is not required for all turnaround or MOCs for existing facilities. Probably your company can define the battery limit for that. Requirements of PSSR for modification, i.e. for example, MOCs, preventive maintenance and TA shall be assessed mutually agreed in person in charge. This is to be decided by the operation manager, by production manager, by the plant manager, or by the terminal manager, or by the installation manager. PSSR is divided into 3 phases, mainly activation, execution, and monitoring. We may not be able to see the detailed information about activation, execution, and monitoring in this training. Probably in the next training you may be able to see it, and which is available on our channel. A typical PSSR flowchart is following. Let us go through one by one. Determine the type and need of PSSR. This either MOC or newly constructed plant or after TA. Second, arrange a cross-functional team meeting. This is the very vital things. You as a owner of this MOC or newly constructed plant or TA, we must know who all are to be there in PSSR team. If we do not define or invite correct people, probably PSSR will not give the justice, and then you end up getting MAH. Number 3, identify and collect all the required documents, records, standards to review. This is again a very, very important thing. Few companies I have seen that they have defined clearly in their PSSR procedure which documents are essential for which phase. So you be ready with the list of documents, records and standard which has to go under review so that you identify credible scenarios. Prepare a checklist for verification. This checklist sometimes may be customized, may be standard, maybe vary from person to person, equipment to equipment. You can also prepare your own checklist. You can use your standard checklist. Then you can see what else you can add into that. because this is a dynamic sometimes. Conduct field visit, documentations review to identify the gap, if any. See, without field visit, the PSSR will become imperfect, incomplete. Hold progress meeting as it is needed for the PSSR. Several meetings has to be done to align from electrical department, instrument department, mechanical department, operation department, HSC department, integrated department, quality department. So this is very important part of the PSSR. Identify and record all the pre and post startup action required. You must, I must, everyone must identify which action has to be done before we click the button on to start up. And there are more things which are class B or class C actions which can be done without much impact on startup after the startup activity. Obtain the startup permit for authorized person. See, why to get authorization? Because the person who is in the top, he has the knowledge from all the discipline, electrical, mechanical, instrument, process, operation, HSC, asset integrity, quality. So he knows everything. If you do on your own without approval or authorization, probably you may forget something. So that is why one authorized person is required, who is a central person, who is a focal point, who knows everything. Complete the PSSR, then track post, actions. Guys, I'm sorry, we are going a little fast so that we can cover many more things. So this is about the PSSR team. I will not go through, point wise point, but if you wish, you can you can stop this slide and you can go through that. These are the PSSR checklist. The PSSR checklist includes the control of minimum safety requirement for verification of integrity and operability of system. It should include following but not limited to. For making a checklist, you need to work on your own. Some companies, as I told you, that they have their own standard checklist, but sometimes you can customize checklist as per your need. Process of delivery to the operation, yes. Temporary equipment and services defined and accepted by the operator, this you need to find out. Guarantee of integrity of containment of the hazardous fluid, this is very vital section where you can find out the integrity of your dikes, your passive containment facility. Verification of state of inertization, you need to find out what all those equipments are to be inertized before startup and whether this inertization has been done. Verification of the segregation between the system to be started. We need to know that which system has to be started first and what is the sequential fashion. This you have to do as a team. And then you must need to prepare a checklist for everything. These are the bullet points. Then you need to find out sub bullet points in all points. Check the status of work permit system. There are many work permits. I can tell you in some plants there are hundreds of work permit is required. So you need to understand the status of the work permit before you give the signal to pre-startup. Valve alignment, these are very essential part. Probably those guys who are from operation and maintenance can understand me. And you need to see that all the valves which are supposed to be normally open is open, which are supposed to be normally closed is closed, which are normally to be permanently closed, locked open, locked closed, you have to see. Availability and knowledge of operating and startup procedure, it is very essential. Training and retraining is very important. Availability and verification of functionality of primary and secondary communication system. We must verify all PAGA system, primary and secondary communication, because in case of emergency or even normal operation, we need two-way communication to understand things are going normal. Availability and knowledge of emergency services, you need to have an emergency response plan, you have to make a pre-incident plan, you have to practice the pre-incident plan, you have to make a mock drill so that you are comfortable and confident. Personnel educated and trained in operational procedure, we have discussed it. Training and retraining on procedure and system is important. Control systems are tested and functional. Protection measures and safety barriers are in place. Gas and fire and gas detection systems are tested and are calibrated. Electrical systems are done as per the cause and effect, as per the single line diagram, as per the 3-line diagram. Emergency deprivations and flaring systems are active and on. Active and passive fire protection systems are done and intact. Simultaneous operations are, studied and done. Availability of measurements of system is in place, and verify the spare parts, operational, startup and emergency have been identified and available. As I mentioned that in the beginning, anything without report becomes incomplete. So the typical report should have introduction, scope with the battery limit, brief description of the facility, of course team composition, major findings and recommendation. No-go findings has to be highlighted. There are few recommendations or gaps what you identified with the team. We said that without implementation of those activity, you cannot push the button. It is essential to close out all the no-go findings prior to startup. And there are few recommendations like B, C or D category. You can take it further after the startup. Complete the PSSR checklist for all the system and subsystems to start up the system to obtain the approval. This is the monitoring phase of the PSSR. We need to do the monitoring for the closure of the actions pre and post startup. We need to track it, and there are few actions which has to be done after the startup. This has to be closed accordingly. I think guys, I rushed up. I'm sorry for that. I hope this program will be useful for you. And if you feel that something I rushed up, if you wish, you can go for retraining for this module. If you have any question, please come back to me. Please share your comments, if any, in the comment sections. And I would like to say that I have given training to many industrial professional, beginning from electrical, mechanical, operation, chemical, construction, civil and design people. And many students who are young graduates have undergone for this training, and they got the advantage, because the moment they start knowing the things, the probability of getting jobs are more. So I again anticipate any comments from you. Please do not hesitate to ask for any clarification. If you have concern, or if you have any doubt, you can definitely send me the message. I will definitely ensure to come back to you as quickly as possible. If you want to have some training on some difficult subject, so feel free to put on the comment section so that I can review your comments, and I will ensure to provide this training as quickly as possible. With this, I end this session, and I hope this was useful for you. Please share your comments, and we provide and we upload various technical trainings on time-to-time basis. If you wish to obtain these trainings, so you may please subscribe the session so that you can get automatically any update on our channel. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.